What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Nerd Council Explains, the series that takes a look at concepts from comic books, TV shows, movies, and other mediums that can be hard to grasp. So we break them down in such a way that makes them simple to digest and easy to understand. Thank you all so much for the support from our first episode and for all the suggestions for future ones. Please keep them coming, we really appreciate them. On this Star Wars Day special, we're going to be taking a look at the Force, the energy famously embodied by the Jedi and the Sith. Also, stay tuned to the end of this video to find out how to win a copy of Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Lightsabers at the ready? Let's get into it. The Force is described as a metaphysical, spiritual, binding, and ubiquitous power connected to everything in the universe. It exists and flows through all living beings, but can only be accessed by those regarded as Force sensitive. Force sensitive beings are regarded as those who have a high count of midichlorians in their system. What the hell are midichlorians, I hear you scream? Well, they are microscopic intelligent life forms that originated from the foundation of life and ultimately reside within all cells of all living organisms, thereby forming a symbiotic relationship with their hosts. The Force speaks through the midichlorians, allowing certain beings to use the Force if they are sensitive enough to their powers. The origins of the Force have been greatly debated by scholars, more so when intelligent life actually became aware of its presence, but it has always existed. This great power has been the basis of many religious organizations like the Church of the Force, the Guardians of the Willis, and most notably the Jedi and the Sith orders, but more on those two later. Usage of the Force can be broken down into four aspects: the living Force, using the Force to connect to living beings; the cosmic Force, becoming truly one with the Force; the unifying Force, manifesting the Force as a cosmic power to reveal visions; and the physical Force, using the Force to move objects. Both the cosmic Force and the unifying Force require greater understanding of the living Force in order for them to be done successfully. Those who were Force sensitive could also sense disturbances in the Force. This occurs when numerous lives have been eliminated by a single moment. This act would cause the Force to scream, as it were, which would then be felt by all those connected to the Force. Now, most people know of the light side and the dark side of the Force, right? Well, these are seen as more as moral compasses of the Force, rather than sole principles or aspects of it. The light side of the Force was mainly taught by the Jedi, the defenders of the Republic who kept order within the galaxy. The light side is concerned with goodness, benevolence, and healing, with followers of the light side striving to live in harmony with the world around them, acting out of wisdom and logic rather than anger and hasty judgment. Practitioners of the light side would undergo meditation to clear themselves of negative emotions like fear, aggression, and hatred, as it was believed that giving into these emotions would lead one down the path of the dark side of the Force. Passion was also seen as a dangerous emotion, as it was thought to have led to the imbalance within Jedi, eventually leading them to the dark side of the Force. The Jedi also viewed love as a danger best left untouched, as the passion that came with love could lead to hatred and anger, as Anakin Skywalker demonstrated in his transformation into a Sith because of his love for Padme Amidala. The Jedi strove for balance with the Force and sought out to destroy the Sith in order to achieve this. An ancient prophecy was actually foretold of a being who would bring balance to the Force and destroy the Sith. Some believe this to be Anakin Skywalker, as his blood contained the highest amount of midichlorians ever measured by the Jedi Council. Famous light side practitioners include Obi-Wan Kenobi, Yoda, Qui-Gon Jinn, and of course Luke Skywalker. Now onto the dark side of the Force. Beings who practice the dark side of the Force align themselves with selfishness, fear, hatred, and malice towards living things. These negative emotions are said to strengthen dark side powers, with the dark side of the Force said to be addictive, like a drug. The dark side was described as a roaring fire, obviously powerful, seductive, and potentially dangerous. The Sith Order were the main practitioners of the dark side, ruled by a single Dark Lord. The Sith battled with the Jedi in order to overthrow the Republic and control the galaxy. Several empires brought the Republic on the brink of destruction, but because of the nature of the dark side, there were many incidents of infighting among the Sith for power and control. Then came along Sith Lord Darth Bane. He saw the Force as a finite source of power, so in order to strengthen the Sith, he enforced the rule of two, where only one Sith Master and their apprentice were allowed to practice the dark side of the Force, thusly making them stronger than other Sith members before them, and hopefully end the infighting among the Sith. Prolonged use of the dark side would affect a person's mental state and their physical appearance. Darth Bane explained that the reason for this physical degradation was because flesh and bone lacked the endurance to channel the immense power of the dark side indefinitely. Many believed that there was great strength to be found in the dark side of the Force, while many just straight up feared it. Famous dark side users include Darth Maul, Darth Vader, Darth Sidious, and Count Dooku. Okay, let's get into the cool stuff. Force abilities. Most Force abilities are mental based, with most practitioners being able to perform telepathy, telekinesis, and have enhanced physical and metaphysical senses, whilst also being able to affect physical forces like gravity, friction, and kinetic energy. Force users can also bend the will of weak-minded beings, create force shields, use the Force to heal injuries, create walls of light, slow the movement of objects and living things, and even use the Force to have someone relive their worst memories. One of the most notable Force abilities was mainly used by the Sith, Force Lightning, which turned the Force into pure, effective electricity used mainly to kill opponents. Users in tune with the aspect of the cosmic force could also become Force ghosts once they died. The Sith alternative to this would actually be spirit transfer, famously done by Darth Sidious. So at the beginning of this video, I mentioned you could be in with a chance to win a copy of Jedi Fallen Order if you stuck around till the end. So ourselves and our good friend Stephanie, who runs a YouTube channel called Nay Saga, have teamed up with EA to give away 4 copies of Jedi Fallen Order. All you have to do is subscribe to both of our channels, like this video, and drop a comment below with hashtag PS4 or hashtag Xbox One, along with letting us know what your favourite Star Wars movie or game is. Simple enough. I'll leave a link below in the description with Stephanie's channel so you can go ahead and subscribe right there. Well, that is it for this episode, but seeing as it is Star Wars Day, I feel it's only right that you spend the remainder of this day engrossed in as much Star Wars content as possible. So whether that's watching the Star Wars movies, playing one of the numerous games out there, catching up on the Clone Wars series, or reading the Darth Vader comics, make the most of today, and may the 4th be with you. I'm sorry guys, I had to do it. As always, don't forget to like this video, and additionally, let us know what you think our next episode should be on. We will see you next time, right here on the Nerd Council Explains.